Hello and welcome to the Non-League Goals Show. As always, plenty of action for you this evening, and I'm delighted to say that the two best dressed men in non-league football, Jody Brown and Frank Wilson, join us on the back of the net sofa. We start with our main feature game between two Bostik Premier Division sides who will fancy being in the playoff positions come the end of the season. Dorking Wanderers took on Enfield Town. Your commentary team, Jim Cooper, Charlotte Richardson, and first, James Cummins.
So welcome here this evening to a rather cold and arctic Meadowbank for tonight's Bostik Premier League clash between Dorking Wanderers and Enfield Town. Dorking Wanderers have most certainly been one of the forerunners for promotion going into the latter part of the season, and they'll be looking for the likes of Matt Briggs, who makes a starting return to the 11, as does Tom Richards, who has been in form going into this game. Enfield Town have had a bit of a rocky patch, but they're certainly still in the hunt for a playoff place come the end of the season. Their go-to men are most certainly Billy Bricknell, formerly of Billericay Town, and Sam Youngs, who is also a man who can certainly perform on his day. Throw-in taken by Enfield, and that will make its way over to this near side of the field as the ball is collected by Aaron Green. And he'll try and reach Ryan Blackman, who's the captain. Blackman plays the ball into the middle, and that's taken away. Will it reach Remy Sutton? It doesn't do so, and Dorking can try and build from that earlier attacking effort from Enfield. Sloppily given away towards Johnson. And he now has the ball, looks at options towards the middle, will try and find Blackman. Doesn't do so, and the ball is now with Jerry O'Sullivan. It's now in the middle. Good play from James McShane. What can Dorking do with this? Jinks left and right, and that's an early effort from Tom Richards. Again, been in form. That's easily collected by Joe Wright in the Enfield Town goal.
I think what's quite impressive is that Andy Lees has asked for a reaction after their poor defeat on Saturday.
Chance for Young, and that's a good effort off the post from Sam Youngs. A rasping effort outside the area. It beats Slavomir Hook. The only thing it didn't beat, guys, was the post.
Yeah, good effort from the striker there on the edge of the box. Seized on the opportunity. Great effort to even get it past Huck, and unfortunately for Enfield, it comes off the base of the post.
Penalty box with dangerous players. Free kick taken in towards the middle, and it almost reaches Bricknell outside the area, and that's a great rasping low effort from Matthew Johnson. And another warning shot, guys, for Enfield Town.
Yeah, definitely another warning signal fired there. The visitors coming agonisingly close to getting what would arguably be a deserved lead in this game so far.
Across the field reaches Taylor. Taylor goes to the obvious option in O'Sullivan on this near side wing. Tries and beats Aaron Good. Loses his footing. Rather restrictive with options, and that's good play between Moore and Briggs. Briggs got time and space, and another opportunity for Matt Briggs. And another opportunity for Dorking Wanderers, and a sign of what Briggs is capable of.
Yeah, definitely a real moment of quality there, driving the ball in. Probably the only minute of real lapse concentration from the Enfield defence there, with the marker giving far too much time. But, you know, fair play to the player, really good drive in there, and he's made good contact on the ball. It's just gone short off of the target.
It certainly has been frustrating for Dorking's number 9 this evening. You just wonder what the impact of a player like Pryor or Hall will have on the remaining minutes of the game. And that is a rather cynical challenge on Neil McManus. And a little bit of afters as well, which was uncalled for. And the referee's got a job here to try and break the players up. Uncalled for, which hopefully doesn't sour the proceedings of this game. But the referee is going to have a quick word with Billy Bricknell, who's obviously incensed by what's going on, and it's still going on in the middle with Blackman. And it is going to be a yellow card for the former Billericay Town man. Here's Green. Hatton plays the ball in towards Youngs. Straight in towards the middle. Good opportunity. What a clearance from Lewis Taylor on the line. And that is a heart in the mouth moment for the Dorking defence, and they've got away with murder there.
I thought that was Enfield's. They might rue that opportunity. I thought that was Enfield's going 1-0 up there. Absolutely fantastic denial. Great bit of goalkeeping and some fantastic last-ditch defending.
It's going backwards and forwards between both sides as Parcell has the ball, but he's surrounded by Dorking players. Beard tries to fight him. An advantage given. It's now with Bricknell. He's got Blackman ahead of him. Chance for Bricknell. Great chance! Super effort there from Billy Bricknell, and he's been itching for that opportunity as the game goes on, but unfortunately for him, just wide.
Well, we just picked elements of his game out a couple of seconds ago, and that is exactly it. He's crafted some time, he's crafted some space, got himself in a brilliant position, and it was a powerful shot, and it's not gone too far. Yeah, he's itching, like you say, for any opportunity there, and that was one he crafted pretty much by himself.
That's Bricknell at his best, although he had an opportunity to play in Ryan Blackman. Great run from the midfielder. If he played him in, he's through on goal, but Bricknell decided to have a shot which went agonisingly wide.
Free kick whipped in. Almost there, and it's off the post with that opportunity.
Yeah, it was a good delivery from the right-hand side from the free kick. David Ray makes a late run round the back. Hits the post, unlucky.
Here's Pryor. Pryor flicks the ball on towards Reese Hall. This is better from Dorking Wanderers. Now reaches Richards. Richards crosses in towards the middle. Great chance here. This is Hall. Reese Hall, good save. Is it going to be in? There we have it, the first goal of the game. Luke Moore was in the right place at the right time with time to spare. You would have thought Joe Wright could have done better, but we have our first goal of the game. It's Dorking Wanderers 1, Enfield Town 0.
Yeah, it started because Enfield were too deep. There was a long ball forward, put wide, fantastic ball in the box where Jason Pryor does extremely well to head in the path of Reese Hall. Great effort, but a good save from the keeper. And Luke Moore, who's been, in my opinion, dangerous all evening, comes up and does the goods.
That's an awful throw-in from Weatherston, and can Reese Hall capitalise on this? We know what he's like. Here's Richards. Into the box he goes. Will he find Pryor? Unlucky. Taylor! Just over the top, but a dangerous opportunity for Dorking Wanderers once again, all stemming from an awful throw-in from Mark Weatherston.
So just the one goal in the game, but it was really entertaining, and the visitors Enfield who came out of the blocks the quickest.
Yeah, definitely. If we have a look at some of the early footage, you can see fairly early they were looking to play forward at every opportunity, get down the sides of the centre halves, in behind the fullbacks, and they did it with a fair bit of success.
And would that have been their plan early on, to actually attack the fullbacks perhaps of Dorking Wanderers?
Not necessarily attack the fullbacks. I think it's play forward early, playing behind, squeeze up the pitch, try and get a little bit of territorial advantage, win set plays in the final third. It's a fairly common approach early on in games. Here again, straight from the goalkeeper, very, very good pass to his wide player, and they win a throw-in high up the pitch. Just here you see, in the transition there, Blackman breaks play up well, which he did all night, plays very quickly forward down the side of the Dorking fullback.
And their persistency inside the first 20 minutes paid off, because they actually created then a couple of chances.
Yeah, just here you see a good up, back and through. The cutback was good, and they would have expected to have got a goal-scoring attempt from that.
And this next one is probably what goes down as a half chance.
Yeah, another good strike. Defender probably should have dealt with it better, but the wide players held the ball up. Made something out of nothing, really. Eventually, they set back to the fullback. Looks to get his cross in. Again, it's not cleared properly. A bit of a mess, to be honest. But he would have liked to have hit the target from that, although give him credit for shooting on his weaker side.
And one of those chances particularly caught your eye, the first one, which you wanted to have another look at, and really should have been the first goal of the game.
Yeah, it's very good play. He's played forward quickly. The wide players pinned the fullback, held it well, set it in, and you see Blackman set off from the middle of the pitch. Pretty much untracked, although the six has recovered. The cutback was there. but we'd have liked to have seen this right winger make the back post and possibly even a midfield runner make the middle of the goal.
And this was an example of a different opportunity and plenty of space in the midfield, which the Wanderers wouldn't have been happy about.
Yeah, you just see the Dorking six get attracted to the ball unnecessarily. Enfield would have been forced to play backwards, but because he vacated the middle space, they played inside, and Blackman led the charge again and forced an opportunity, but in the end it was well cleared by Dorking.
And Wanderers had chances of their own. This was a really good opportunity, perhaps if the final ball would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, great counter-attack. He cuts in there, isolates himself 1v1, attracts another defender to the ball, and I think the player in the middle there, I think it was McShane, was extremely disappointed that he didn't square it to him, because he would have had a fairly comfortable shooting opportunity.
And we know that when Wanderers do play football, they are really effective, and we did see signs of that in the first half as well.
Yeah, they play through the thirds when they get the opportunity to do it. I think Enfield's fairly open shape left them exposed to do that, and you see here Luke Moore dragging the centre-back into the middle third of the pitch, and the centre-back, the six, never really recovers, and when Moore plays it inside there, you still see the six trying to recover here, and he probably should have done better with that shot, but I'd be disappointed with the six following Luke Moore that deep and then not recovering on the run.
As we only had one goal in the game, we best take a look at it in detail, and there are a few things to look at in the build-up to the play.
Yeah, I don't think it was great defending from Enfield, but if we have a look here, early decision to play long, they get around him to try and pick up the second ball, which they do well. Really good pass out wide from Luke Moore. What I like here is the midfielder coming on the overlap to allow him to come inside and cross, but this is where it gets a little bit messy from Enfield's point of view, and well followed up by Luke Moore in the end.
If we look at the build-up again in a moment, there's opportunities here to avoid what happened.
Yeah, Blackman should have done better there with the second ball, but I would have liked to have seen another midfield player in there with him narrowing off to help him with that situation. It's a decent ball into the box. Maybe Blackman again could have done more. I'm not sure he had to get attracted to the ball there, but he did, and the forward did excellently to get the shot away. If we just pause it here, you'll see here. So they've got hold of the ball, and they're gonna play into this space here. You take a look at the shape of their back four. It's not bad. Here's the right back, centre half, left back. Not too much of a problem there. As we play on, and more switches. Now take a look at the shape of the back four. So now we've got our right back here, but look at this space here between the right back and the centre half. I wouldn't be happy with that. It's a great run here on the overlap, which drags the midfielder out of the way, because perhaps the midfielder would have recovered in here, but he doesn't. If we play it on, so the ball's in flight now, and personally, defending across from that side of the pitch, I would have expected my right-sided centre-half to be here, left-sided centre-half to be here, and left-back to be around here. Unfortunately, they're not. This is the right-sided centre-half, so it actually leaves a big space here, what could have been exposed to a low cross. The left centre-back gets attracted to the ball here, and the left-back's nowhere to be seen.
Is that something that would have been worked on the training pitch, and something that perhaps Andy Leese would have expected to happen and be quite annoyed about?
I don't think in part-time football they really have enough time to focus on these passages of play and getting their defensive shape exactly right. I think it's something you speak about, but probably a lot of the responsibility is on the players' experience and game understanding. Again, let's just play it on slightly. Okay, here you see the left-sided centre-back has got attracted to the ball, as you'd expect, but that means he's left this space void. I would have liked to have seen this guy here, the left back, narrowing off into that position once he's seen his defender come out to compete for the ball. I'm not really happy with the way he's competed, but he hasn't got there. He's made the decision to go, hasn't really got there. But really now we should have seen the right back in there and the left back in there.
I'm going to get you to leave it there for a moment because I'm going to bring Frank in. And we've talked about this goal much in the build-up to the show.
Yeah.
And I know that you're picking out a couple of players that you think should have done better. Do we need to give more credit to a player like Luke Moore, who's experienced enough to know perhaps where the danger areas are and where to make his run?
Yeah, I think we do. I think one thing that I value, and I think a lot of managers and coaches value, is midfield players that know how to get into areas where they're going to read the knockdowns and they're going to get their rewards. So I think that one positive thing to say about Luke Moore's movement is he anticipates that after the shot is spilled by the goalkeeper, he's in a goal-scoring position unmarked and he taps an easy finish in. And I'm pretty sure his manager would like to see him score a lot of goals like that this season, as opposed to solo efforts where he scores wonder goals, which we know he's capable of.
We'll have a look again at his
Yeah, just look at it
now.
a little bit closer and I'll talk through it. Let's get rid of that. If you see it, now this bit is another question mark for me. A good header down, it's a great header down, to be honest, into the forward, and the forward's done well to get his body between the defender and the ball. I'm not really sure why Ryan Blackman's got attracted in there. Again, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think the left side of centre half and the left full-back should have been there a lot closer to affect him when he turned inside. But Blackman's got attracted to the ball and just completely left Moore to drift into the box in acres of space. Credit to the forward. I'm not sure of his name. You know who it is, the forward?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's great.
Which forward?
This forward here?
Reece Hall.
Reece Hall. So credit to Reece Hall. He's got his body in great. First touch, he's taken it away from the defender, hit his shot on the swivel. And Moore's been bright enough to realise there might be a ricochet, a rebound.
We probably should point out as well that Reece Hall and Jason Pryor were two substitutes that were brought on, and Jason Pryor certainly playing his part in that goal with his head down.
Mm.
Yeah. For me, you know, as Frank says, it was good play from Moore. Try and get this paused.
New technology.
It was good play. It was good play from Moore because he kind of went to the ball but then checked off the back of Blackman, which is a clever run. But I'm disappointed that Blackman, he's not really aware where Moore is. He's got attracted to the ball. It was a pretty weak attempt to try and nick it off the forward. Forward's turned inside, got a good shot away, and Moore's ended up with an easy tap in. So, you know, as the Enfield manager, you're going to be disappointed because in the end it's quite a soft goal to lose to in what was a tightly contested game.
Final thought on the goal, and I get both of your thoughts on this. Blackman, it's the 78th minute. Any excuse for maybe a little bit of fatigue late on in the game? To not track the run?
No, to be honest, I think we see it too often, to be honest, in games. I think that as midfield players, there is an onus on you to get goal side of the team, you know, and to help your team out defensively. And earlier on in the phase, you see that he identifies Luke Moore as a target. You know, he bothers to go with him up until the last third, and then he switches off. You know, and we see that happen too many times in and around the penalty box. Midfielders switching off, losing runners and markers. People get easy chances, and it just shouldn't happen. You've got to be better than that. Yeah,
really, really important win for Dorking Wanderers, second in the Bostik Premier Division table. We'll take a quick look at the table right now. Haringey Borough still leading the way at the top of the Premier Division. Plenty of time left, and of course, plenty of teams that may fancy their chances of creeping in there. Plenty more goals for you now from across the Bostik Premier Division.
There was certainly plenty of spirit when Worthing met Leatherhead in Surrey on Saturday. 8 bookings and a sending off, as well as 3 goals, and the first of which came when a long ball downfield from Petriniu found Isaac Newton, who showed sublime skill to finish and put Worthing in front. Well worth a second look on what could be one of the goal of the season contenders for the coastal side. But Leatherhead were to hit back, and when this free kick wasn't palmed away enough, it was Ibrahim Olatunde on the 55th minute who drew the Surrey side level. Worthing missed a penalty late on, and they would be made to rue that missed opportunity, as Sean Okoji gave Leatherhead all 3 points in the 80th minute. Two goals were enough for AFC Hornchurch to secure all 3 points at home to Burgess Hill Town. And it was Lee Prescott who gave the home side the lead with this neat finish into the bottom corner. They were to double their lead 11 minutes later on the 35th minute. And quick thinking from Glenn Wilson after this free kick was given put in prolific striker George Purcell, who tucked home and made no mistake as he sealed all the points for AFC Hornchurch. There was a goal fest at Meadowbank on Saturday. 8 goals would be shared between these two teams, and it was the home side who struck first. Really neat, intricate play from Wanderers saw Tom Richards steal in for the first of many goals in the game. But Harlow Town weren't here to make up the numbers, and they hit back thanks to Matthew Foy's neat finish on 21 minutes. The crowd had to wait to the second half for the next goal, and it was the visitors who got it. A really good finish from Emil Akwai on 51 minutes meant the scoreline was 2-1 to Harlow. But Dorking Wanderers hit back thanks to David Ray on the 56th minute to make it 2 apiece. And it was the visitors who once again went in front. A ball all the way across the 6-yard box was knocked home by Matthew Foy on 70 minutes. Another corner for Wanderers and another header for David Ray. A second for him in the game, and Wanderers made it 3 apiece. There were still 2 goals left as we headed into the 90th minute, and the first of which was scored by Wanderers' Matt Briggs. A nice piece of individual skill and a lovely finish into the bottom corner. And there was still time for one more goal in Surrey. It was Harlow on the attack, but it was Matt Briggs once again showing his pace to get past the Harlow defender and across the halfway line. A neat ball found Luke Moore, and on the 90th minute he made sure of all 3 points as it finished 5-3 to Dorking Wanderers. It was Corinthian Casuals who came away with all 3 points against playoff chasing Enfield Town. The first thanks to Gabriel Odunaike in the 82nd minute. And they may have waited long enough for the first goal, but they didn't have to wait long for the second. Warren Mafulia on 90 minutes, making sure of all 3 points for Casuals. Just one goal was to separate these two sides, and it went to the league leaders, Ralston Gabriel on the 87th minute, making sure of all 3 points for Haringey Borough. It was a tight game on the coast between Bognor Regis Town and Potters Bar Town, and it was experienced striker Jimmy Mewett who gave the Rocks the lead on 33 minutes. And the home side looked to be sailing in this one as Mewett made it 2-0 from the spot, and Bognor were on their way to another home win. But the game would change thanks to Ben Ward-Cochrane as he slotted home on the 64th minute to give Town some hope. And with 15 minutes left to play, Potters Bar Town had a corner, and the action really started to happen in this game. An excellent shot that came back in off the bar, looked to be cleared by the home side, but it wasn't cleared enough. And finally, Potters Bar Town did take their opportunity thanks to this equaliser and fine finish from Sean Grace. It ended 2 apiece. Long throw from the home side. It's into the box. It goes over everybody, and maybe an opportunity, and it is the first goal of the game. Sam Mulready just steers the ball home, and you have to say some dreadful defending from Swifts. The ball was allowed to go all the way across that box, and it did. It was flicked on, and it was Mulready who just nodded the ball down. Corner to Swifts, and it comes, and again it's Groves who just gets his head on it, falls to Miller. Krasniqi, plenty of bodies around him. Krasniqi scores, just tucks the ball under everybody, and Swifts are level on 23 minutes. There were plenty of bodies in green around. Krasniqi just took the ball around the keeper and somehow managed to get it under the defenders. There wasn't a lot of room. They just tucked the ball away, and they couldn't keep it out. Makowski picks the ball up, takes on 3 defenders and almost put the ball through, and in the second attempt it is going to go through, and it's another goal for the home side, and it's Callum Russell this time who sticks the ball past Haig. And once again this afternoon, woeful defending from Swifts has allowed the home sides in, and they've been punished. Again, it's Makowski who just piles forward and still has the ball. This time he looks to spread the ball across to the far side. It's played in again, and this time it's a mistake from Wilson, and it's again Callum Russell who benefits and sticks the ball in to the bottom corner. And it's 3-1 to Soham Town Rangers. It was a dreadful mistake from Wilson. Just lost his footing, and Callum Russell made no mistake once again, just steered the ball home. Perhaps there was a little bit of a push there on Wilson. Krasniqi with the ball, looks for the delivery all the way to Atlington Pyle. It almost snuck in on the post, and the keeper collects. There's a few shouts there to say, did the ball cross the line? It was Krasniqi once again with the delivery. Atlington Pyle with a header. It went beyond the keeper, who somehow managed to keep it out. I don't think this crossed the line. It was just underneath the keeper, and it didn't. Very close, in off the post. Keeper knew nothing about it and somehow managed to turn around and scoop the ball up.
So we had quite a few good goals to pick through there. You've picked your, fair to say, goal of the week out of these?
Yeah, trademark goal really for Worthing. Cleighton Pernshrew, once he claims the ball here, fantastic distribution. He sets counter-attacks off for Worthing, something they've been particularly good at home on the 3G. But even on a difficult pitch, you see Zach Newton turn the man, and then he has the guile and the intelligence and the skill to go past and sell the dummy to the goalkeeper and score. And to go from back to front that quickly and to score from the end of it was fantastic. I thought it was a really good goal.
Contender for goal of the season, perhaps? That good?
I think a great individual goal. I don't know about goal of the season. I think we've seen some special goals, but worth noting that they've just got him back on loan from Welling, and you've already seen there from his first game back how important he's going to be for Worthing in their playoff hunt, and that was a great goal.
So maybe not goal of the season, but we'll let him have his moment this week. Right, more goals for you now on the non-league goal show. We really have been spoilt with the goals this evening. Don't forget you can send your goals in to us. It's goals@botn.tv and you can get them on to next week's show. Sport by plenty of action, and it's getting to that time of the season. We push towards the end of January, beginning of Feb, and it's really that crucial time now for teams like the Dorking Wanderers that we saw earlier. Haringey Borough picked up another win, and we saw Heybridge losing points in the Bostik North and Bowes and Pitsea claiming 3 points. Is it really getting to a pivotal stage now?
Yeah, I think everyone always says it in football. You start looking at league tables after Christmas, and that's where you can gauge, you know, what your targets really are, whether you're looking for promotion or you're fighting relegation or it's a season of consolidation. So every point becomes vital now in whatever your quest is. So Heybridge will have been disappointed to drop those points, but likewise Dorking would have been delighted taking all 3 the other night.
New technology, new suits, and I thank the guys, Frank Wilson and Jody Brown, for joining us, and plenty of goals. Don't forget to join us next week. We'll have another feature game and loads more action for you. We'll see you then.